Great. So, hey, welcome. This is really just onboarding. So normally, right now, what would be happening is, you're a new member with us. You're joining, and we're onboarding you just like we would anybody else. So the fact that you're the winner of the services and we're documenting it doesn't change the process at all.
Okay.
This is exactly how the process would go. And so it's going to start off with Gregg kind of giving you an overview of what's going to be expected, making sure that you know Brittany, because she's our onboarding specialist. Then Gregg's going to be basically giving you some checklists and things that you need to follow to make sure that you're getting all your ducks in the row so that we can do your accounting properly and get all those things going. So I'm going to turn it over to Gregg, and also thank you for being in here and being diligent. It's going to take you and us to really make the change happen. So,
well, I love you guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, now that I see how it works, I'll be here earlier. So,
oh no, you're good.
I took my spanking. It's okay, guys. I'm the guy that's always early, so I hate being called late.
You're like, what?
I'm always 20 minutes early for any meeting I have, so I know now.
Did you see in the 30-day challenge? Did you see the company culture talk that I gave? Have you gotten to that yet? I think it was.
No, because I have been busy this weekend, like you wouldn't believe. It's been so amazing. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, check out that company culture thing, because timeliness is everything when it comes to company culture. It's something.
Trust me, I know. Cool.
Fantastic.
You got it.
All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Gregg.
All right, Mark. So typically when a new member joins up with us, we schedule a very brief call with myself and Brittany. Brittany's our coach that works with our new members step by step along the way for at least the first 90 to 100 days. We're also going to be doing bookkeeping for you. So basically, if you look at this screen of all our mugshots here, you're going to end up working with the whole team here. So we're like the head office for you here, quite a bit of it. The only twist with this particular call is normally I would have already had some initial conversations with people. So I wanted to take maybe a minute, no more than that. What POS system do you use?
We use Our Power.
Our Power, okay. Gino, you're familiar with Our Power, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. And we're going to be doing the bookkeeping for you. Have you been doing your own books up to this point?
No, I have an accountant that's been doing my books for me.
Okay, all right, very good.
But she's not a restaurant accountant, and believe me, I know it kind of hurt me a little bit, but she was just the accountant for the old owner here. So she was a local woman, and that's why.
Okay. Do you know if she was using QuickBooks software to manage it all by chance?
Yeah, I do everything. Through QuickBooks.
Okay. All right. Because that's what our bookkeeping team is going to use.
Mark, you're doing all your own invoicing and bill pay through QuickBooks?
Yes.
Okay. And you're entering your own invoices in?
Oh, what type? I enter all.
Like,
I pay all my bills.
You get a food invoice from who's your main vendor?
U.S. Foods.
Yeah, so are you entering that U.S. Foods invoice into QuickBooks?
She gets it all from. I give it all to her.
You give it all to her. Okay.
Yeah.
And does she do your year-end taxes? She can do that for you as well.
Yeah, she does. She does everything for me.
Okay.
So
because I mean this is a collaboration. So at certain points, if there's questions on the financial stuff, I think the more people that are helping you with this business, collaborating is important.
Yeah.
We don't want to see, us versus them and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, no, it's not. Yeah. She's a woman that she kind of took us on as a favor a little bit. So, she's not really quick to answer all my questions, but she gets the job done. And as far as you can see on the book end of it, I'm very weak. So I'm the first to admit it.
I married a CPA. I don't, I'm not a numbers guy.
Yeah, I married a woman who knows how to spend money, but yeah, I wish I married a CPA sometime.
Kind of the walkthrough with just kind of a little graphic, and I'll email this to you as well. Looks like I just lost it. Just kind of a flow chart of all, however we do things in the restaurant business. Somebody's got to do ordering. Somebody's got to teach the line cooks how to do the cooking and all that. Have you been doing inventory counts at any point?
We've been doing a very, very, very weak, just sporadic.
Scheduling? How have you been doing scheduling?
Just been doing it through pretty much through Excel. I mean, it was nothing fancy.
Do you have managers that help in any shape or form? Does anybody help you with ordering?
Yes, I do. I have Jay and I have my son Danny. So I've already told them most of this is going to fall on them to implement it. I mean, I'll implement it with them, but Jay came with the company. He's a great guy. He's a loyal guy, and he's a hard worker, and he goes along. And Danny's my son, so it's my son. He's really a good worker, but it's like dealing with me, and I'm not a big fan of me sometimes, so it's lovely having to deal with me all day.
Well, and then I remember you talking last week in the meeting that the goal is Danny has his own store at some point.
Yeah, I have my 2 boys working for me. My other son's 19, so he's the hardest working one out of the group, but he's just the kitchen help right now.
Dennis did a budget for you.
Yes.
I pulled in the budget that Dennis did for you. And in terms of your sales, during COVID and all that, are you in that 40 to 50,000 a month kind of range?
COVID, we're at 60 to 65, 70.
So actually higher than that. All right, very good.
Yeah.
All right, because again, everything, it's a big puzzle that we build here, and it all comes back to budgets. You're on budget or you're not. So that's why we start with a budget here. So now we're going to transition to the typical Gregg Brittany call. So when a new member joins, we have these meetings. Brittany's going to go through verbally some of the things that she needs from you, in the next coming days, some of the data that she'll need. So she'll go over that verbally. You can take notes if you want, but Brittany will send an email summarizing what she needs in that. Cool. So she'll go over that. And then given that we're doing bookkeeping with you guys as well, you're going to be starting to hear from Kim.
I needed you guys so bad, and you came into my life right.
This is exciting. This is exciting.
We're coming to Texas. They got good burger places across the street and stuff. You can check them out.
Excited, and we're good to go. What we got to do is get your team excited as well. We want the whole team excited.
And that's how I was going to ask you. How do you, because they're just going to see what I'm giving them. How do I get them? They all sat around the YouTube, when we were doing YouTube Friday. They were all over there watching, and they're all excited about that. But I don't think they understand what's going to happen, and that's what I was wondering.
So they're going to become users in the system as well, and sometimes our coaching calls won't even involve you. Yep, and we're going to get them going and onboarded. We have group coaching calls that they can attend as well to see what's going on. They're actually twice a day. So we don't overwhelm you. We kind of spoon feed you this information at first, and then what'll happen is your whole team will need to get invited. In fact, every single one of your employees will be a user in your system. We'll just change what they see and do based on their level of responsibility.
So the very first thing I'll request is going to be site administrator login. Now, the site administrator login is typically just going to be the owner, for example, because you're going to have full access to the entire system, including the back end stuff. So you'll send me off that information. The second thing that we'll need is the day of the week that your schedule starts on and your pay frequency. So for example, if you're semi-monthly, you get paid twice a month, for example, in your days of the week. If it starts Monday through Sunday, then that's what you'll provide me with. Now, I'll also request 2 recent end-of-day summary reports from your R-Power POS system. I'll need a current list of your food and beverage vendors. Also, in Excel format, I'm going to request an order guide from all of your food, beverage, and retail vendors from the last 3 to 6 months. Also need sales by day for the entire month of last year. So for this example, you'd be sending me October 2019 sales separated by day. So for example, October 1st, you would tell me that your actual gross sales were, let's just say, $5,000 that day, and then you would provide me with that for every single day of October 2019. Now, GuideX is going to help us track where we're exactly at in the system. So basically, every single time you're completed with the project or a project is upcoming, it's going to send you email just like how it did earlier today. And once you're completed with each plan, you can actually change. Let's just say it says not started. You can change that to working on it, stuck, whatever it may be, and then that will tell you the next lesson.
So this is this is just lets us know that we're on track with your implementation and let you know where you're at. As restaurateurs, we're so busy and there's so many other distractions that get us going one way or another. And we want to stay on track and be progressing through our implementation process the whole time. And this lets us know if we're on track or not.
What to do first is we need to do our daily paperwork, and the way that we go about our system, Mark, is in sections. So I normally start with the daily paperwork. Mid-daily paperwork, we'll start diving into the labor systems, and then food, beverage, and retail systems. So since you're accounting with us, today I actually need to get you started on uploading invoices. So every single time you receive a delivery, what you're going to do is you're going to upload a photo and send it to us so we can enter it into your system. All right, and then from there, I just have a little, one of our manuals right over here. But when you take the photo, a couple different things. You want to make sure that I can see it clearly, and once you're done, you want to click on that icon in the very middle to take it. So I'm going to dive into the daily paperwork end of day reporting first. And what I've done is I went ahead and went into your RPower location, and I'm going to show you how to pull this report. Now, while you're putting that off, Roger, do you just draft beer, or is it bottled beer and draft beer?
We have both.
Okay, awesome. Now, I would highly recommend in your POS system in RPower that you go ahead and separate those categories because they have a different port cost. 2 end-of-day reports in your sales forecast do feed into your budget variance report, which feeds into your prime cost report. 4 different columns that we do at end of day. Sales category, that's self-explanatory, that's your sales. The accounts payable, that's money that you're holding, but that's not actually yours. Now, for the deductions, it's just going to be the total discount, and then payment method. Do you guys do anything like Uber Eats, Grubhub, Shopify,
yeah, we do them all, but they don't come through our power system. So these total sales aren't right because I have all my onlines don't come through the POS system.
So you have to ring it up in your system because even though you're capturing the sales through, let's just use Grubhub, you're not putting that into your system, so you won't be able to track all your products, all of that.
Go ahead and move on to the next subject, and that's going to be your sales forecast.
Okay.
So we've entered our end of day report, and now we're going to enter predicted sales. Now your predicted sales, again, is going to be using gross sales. Single month, by the 20th of the current month, you're going to predict your sales for the upcoming month. The reason why is because, one, sometimes since you're Monday through Sunday, our weeks go ahead and merge in together, just like how November merges into December, for example. So when we're doing our schedule in advance, we want to make sure that we're predicting the sales. Now, there's 2 different ways to go about your sales forecast. The first way is if you're more of a seasonal restaurant, then that means that your sales are pretty consistent throughout the year, and that means that you probably want to use 2019 for today's example if you're more of a seasonal restaurant. If you're more of a trending restaurant, let's just say, for example, I worked at a restaurant that brought something out called TV Dinner Tuesday specials. That means that every single Tuesday moving forward, our sales were 10 times more than they previously were. So they were more of a trending restaurant. Or things that I want to cover today. The 2 other things is going to be manager log. Now, I'm not going to actually cover it with you. I'm going to show you a template, and then I'm going to also show you a paid out log. Now, a paid out is anytime you're taking money out of that front cash register. So let's just say, for example, the bar ran out of lemons and the bartender handed you a $20 bill from his cash drawer, and you went to Walmart and came back with lemons, the change in the receipt. That would be a paid out. Petty cash is still an invoice. Company credit card, company check, that's still an invoice. When you enter a paid out into the system, you want to enter it the day that occurs on. If we go back into the end of day reporting, you probably notice that there's 2 different columns. There's a paid out column, and when you double click on the end of day report, you're also going to see that paid out right over here. So they do tie in together, which is why it's imperative that you are ringing them up into your POS system to generate on that daily report. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the manager log. Again, I'm not going to show you how to do the manager log today. I'm going to go ahead and give you a template, and then by our next call, we're going to go ahead and do this together. So the manager log under daily paperwork is a communication tool for your managers. On a daily basis, you actually should be receiving a report right now from us, but it's just blank. But basically, let's just say that you're in Hawaii. Everyone can be on the same page, even if you're not in the restaurant. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to send you this template. This is a list of standard questions and templates. I want you to take a look at the questions and revise them to whatever pertains to your particular restaurant. So let's just say, for example, if you don't want to put cash discrepancies in the key item, you can take that out. If you want to add on a question, go ahead and add it on. Once you're done revising this manager log, I would like you to go ahead and send it off to me, and then we'll go ahead and enter it into your system, and by our next call, we should be able to go ahead and show you how to answer the manager log. You should not be the only person doing this. You need to get a manager or anyone else on here, okay? All right, Roger. So that's the last of today's call. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and be safe.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye, Mark. Have a good one.
Bye.